Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton, and today is August 27th. This is Flosstube number 189, and I've got a bit to share. Some stitching, I wouldn't say nothing, some stitching. I've been sewing, well, technically not sewing just yet. All the bags are cut out, all the vinyl got cut out, and everything's sorted. I'm getting ready to sew, I should say. What else? I've made some decisions. I have my giveaway winners, and I got a great package in the mail today, and a couple of purchases. So let's get to it. I have a finish. I went ahead and finished up the beading and apparently some cross stitches on this. It's called Dragonfly Pin, Rainbow Dragonfly from Mill Hill. And his tail's a little twisted. It's okay. And I put a magnet on the back instead of, yes, the back is messy. Especially on beaded stuff. It is what it is. And his eyes are a little wonky. But he's okay. He's looking west and east at the same time. But I put a little magnet on him. He's going to go on my magnet board. So he's done. What else? I have been doing some stitching. I finished my whip go for August, and September's have been chosen. I had for August, I had Tiger Lily and Space Traveler, I think it was. I think. Anyway, both of them were done, and I have Tiger Lily here to show. For next month, Elizabeth and Sebastian were picked. So it was 14 and 18. Sebastian picked Raven with the Moon because they got to choose holiday / season. Close enough to Halloween. That's fine. And then Elizabeth picked for fandom. She picked Waka, which is my Fozzie bear, which is fine because he needs to have his eyes back. Because I picked out all I need to pick out. I never put it all back in. So that's for September. But this is Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily was the second one I had to stitch for August. And I put in 335 stitches. She is on 28 count Lugana from Live and Die LA. And the color is The Child. And here is where I got to. I'm pretty much just trying to finish up the back portion, the booty portion of her dress. Why is that going through like it is? Because it came off the needle minder. There we go. Okay, there we go. And I think she's looking pretty good. She's got a big old booty. And if you hear, I don't know if it's going to pick up the thunder, but it rained and the thunder came afterwards. I don't know. Florida is Florida. Don't know when she'll come back out, but I'm happy with my progress. I do need to finish her sooner rather than later because the chart is borrowed. Next up, I had to stitch on 3 for T because I wanted to get like so many stitches for each thing, and I started going through, and 3 for T, I think I finished all my categories, and I was like, well, what do I want to stitch on next? And I decided to start stitching on some things that needed just a few stitches to get them to my goal for the year, the stitch count goal for the year. And that was 3 for T I ended up pulling out. I only needed like 100 stitches maybe for it to get to the goal. And yeah, I think 700 was the goal for this one. This one's being stitched on 32 count even weave from Fabric Flare, and it's called Floral Thoughts. And this is how far I got. Now, it took me a long time to get there because I made a mistake. I know that there's a mistake down here somewhere. I had circled it on the chart. I think that's where, yeah. So I didn't feel like fiddling with that, so I went up here. Well, best laid plans because I ended up having to take stuff out and put stuff in because it was messed up anyway. But it's on track again, and I'm pretty sure I did all this pink up here. I had taken out pink that was there and put it back in, and then I flubbed some. But that's where I'm at with them. I'm hoping, okay, you can, when I'm stitching up close, I can sort of see some of those flowers coming through. And where the white is, you see some yellow. It looks like it's sort of yellowed. So if the flowers are going to show through when I stitch, I hope it gives it just like that ghosting effect, so it still looks good. We're going to trust the process. Trust the process. And what's the word I'm looking for? Ethereal? Is that the word that fits that? Where they look sort of transparent. What else did I stitch on? I ended up going through my whips. And I made some choices. I'm going to FFO a few, and then I made a big stack of whips that I want to try to get finished or close to a finish, or try to finish by the end of the year. So I ended up pulling this one, and that is Haunted Hearse from Satsuma Street, and it's on perforated paper. And I got a good bit done. I did 386 stitches. I'm going to put this behind there. 386 stitches, which pretty much gave me the whole front of the truck, or hearse, and all the purple bits down here, and some of this up here, and then the purple across there and down here. So I got a good bit. Now, there's a skeleton that goes in there, but I want to keep him till last because there's back stitching. So I wanted to get the stitches in here first and then put him in and then do the back stitching all at once, because the back stitching is in two strands. So I jump around, right, and have to go back. I think that's basically the only back stitching I have, except for the spokes of the wheels. So I can do his arm once I get him stitched in. But this is in that stack of potentially finishing by the end of the year. I'm trying to work on stuff I feel like working on instead of slogging through. And I had said that I didn't want to count stitches on the back stitch. So I ended up pulling out, I'll pull this away, I loaded another needle. But I ended up pulling out fried green tomatoes. This is how far I got. Basically what I did was I had started, I think, dredge. And so I finished that word and then the whole line of going across. And I just sat here watching TV and did that. And this is what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. This is by Great Big Crafts. I don't know that you can find this anymore if you wanted to. And I am stitching this one on Butter Crunch 32 count linen from Needle Bling. So this just stays out, and on that, this isn't even a real nurge, it's a pseudo nurge, but it just stays on there, and I'll just grab it when I feel like doing some back stitches and throw it in. I'm going to put this off to the side here. And then I stitched on one more thing, and I'm not done stitching on it because I think I want to stitch it until it's finished. And that is The Wizard of Oz by the Little Stitcher. There's a whole series that she does of different movie titles and book titles and stuff. So this is her rendition of The Wizard of Oz. And I am stitching this on, I believe it's 36 count Kale. 32 count Kale. It's linen by Vicki Clayton. And I'm almost there. I was able to get this into Markup XP. Again. because I'm down here in the lettering. I finished the lion, and I did all 4 of those flowers, and then I finished this border and the words of Oz. And then I came down here the other night and finished off the brick road and started theirs, because it's going to say there's no place like home, and then there's another border. So I want to get it done. This is slated to be finished. There's others that I have. I have the Addams Family. I have Never Ending Story, and I have a bunch of hers. She's on Etsy, by the way, if you're wondering. So I will be going back to working on that one. Now, giveaway winners. Let's get that out of the way, because that's in my pile right here. Giveaway winners. I did a drawing for this coffee chart. Keyword was coffee, and there were 5 people. And Anne Musso, you won this, and I have your address. So I will get that in the mail to you. Next up is this Cardinal Biscornu. Keyword was cardinal. There were 5 people that entered, and Carol's 3090. Carol, you have this one, and I do have your address from a previous winning. So that one will be coming to you. And then I have the whole set of 12 roly-polies. And the keyword for this one was bear. There were 4 people that entered, and Tina Deloche. Carol, I have your address from the form below. I didn't look at my email. And Tina Deloche, you have not filled out the Stitchy form, but I do have your address from a previous winning. So I will go ahead and get that in the mail for you. So that's the 3 for this time. I did not pull anything out for a giveaway for this video. Sorry. There will be more. You know there will be. So what's up? I have crochet. I have crochet. So I found a chart. I'm going to find the pattern. Hold on. I was looking for a pattern to use scraps, and when you use scraps, usually it's like a granny square or something like that. Well, if you do scraps and you make a little granny square out of that one color and then another, you have to put them all together. And that's the worst part of doing that, is putting them all together. I found this particular pattern. It happens to be a wrap or shawl, and it's called Midnight Jasmine Wrap. It's from Lion Brand Yarn Kits. I probably bought the chart from Lion Brand. I think it was like $4 or $5. I don't remember. Anyway, but it's add as you go. So I don't have to sit there and get 5,000 of these and add them on and add them on. I just keep on going. So that's how far I've gotten. These are scrap yarns and or random orphan skeins that I have that I didn't like. I have a bunch of this I'm not going to use because it was for the blanket, and I didn't like it for that blanket. So I figured, why not? I'll add a skein of that in. And then I have this left over for my blanket. I have a couple of skeins and portions there. This I had not quite a skein of, just one. Black, you always have to have some black in there, right? This is a leftover skein. This is a skein of that granny square yarn that I got. I got the wrong color for, you need 3 skeins to make the blanket that they suggest. And I got 3 skeins of another one that I thought I was getting. No, I got 2 skeins of the color I wanted, and then grabbed this one by accident because it's kind of similar. So I only have one of this. I threw that in there. So that, what's crazy is that's this one, and this one, and this one. Oh, and this one. So every time you put it in, it looks like a different color. Anyway, I'm not putting them on any rhyme or reason. I'm just trying not to put too close to each other, like touching or anything. So it's not even taking shape for really But I got all those done, and I just put the ends in as I go. So I started that. Then I have another one. Okay, I got it. I started another one today because I saw something on, if you go through Facebook and you look and just do a search and look for the videos, you can find all kinds of crochet stuff, and then it becomes part of your algorithm. And I came across one where a woman took some shelf liner and put crochet around it and made it like a mug rug. I thought, what a great idea. It's the bigger, chunkier shelf liner, not the thinner stuff. And what I did was I counted 20, but then the holes one way were longer than the other, so they're 20 by 24 basically, and it makes it just about square, just about, almost, that's pretty square. Anyway, so I cut it out here, and then I took cotton yarn and I crocheted around. Basically, I did a single crochet in each hole. I think I did 2 single crochets separated by 2 chain stitches, and then when I came back around, I did a V stitch. And I finished one and spritzed it with water, and I'm blocking it. I don't block any of my blankets. First of all, they're too big, and who cares? But I thought, since it's kind of wavy like this, I'd try blocking it. It's getting dry now. It's still a little damp, so I'll leave it on until it's totally dry. And I use these tailor's pins, T-pins, and I found this foam, there's 4 of these, and obviously they go together, but I think I got these at Walmart in the yarn section. But yeah, you can put several together and just leave a space in between. Or, well, these pins are kind of short, so I'd probably just want to put maybe 2. But I have whole nother board and more pins, and I could pin. I got to tie this end in, and then I'll block that one too. But I thought it'd be cute. And that's just cotton yarn that I had on hand, and I used which number did I use? A 3mm. So, and that's just so I can get in this hole without it getting stuck. Now, that being said, using cotton yarn, it sort of splits the yarn. You got to be careful because the hook's so small. Slightly a pain in the rear end. It's not as fast as I thought it would be, but I still think they're cute. And I could probably go to an acrylic fingering weight, which would be like a baby weight, and that might work better. But that's just another thing I decided to do. Sometimes when I'm not in the mood for the small stitches of cross stitch, I'll pick up the crocheting. And plus, I've been crocheting a lot. All right, so that's that. What else? Are you interested in finding out what my plans are? Well, you're going to find out if you're sitting here anyway. Let me move this and move that. And we will get to this bin. So I went through my whips that are in here, not the hibernating stuff. Out of everything, I think there's 4, which I will get to. Hold on, I can pull that out now. There's 4 that I'm going to UFO for now. I'm just not feeling it. I'm looking at it, and I don't feel like stitching on them. I'll go back to them, but for now, no. One of them is the 'Tis Halloween stockings. I forget which one. Who's Knocking at the Door is the one I'm working on. It's in there somewhere. It's a bird in a house. And anyway, I just don't feel like working on it. But I've got it, and maybe next year, maybe some other time. I don't know. For now, it's not working for me. The other one is, well, another one is not, I don't have the chart in here. It's in my folder back there. It's Liberty Games by Erica Michaels, and it's a patriotic one that looks like a crossword puzzle with little ephemera around it. There's like a Betsy Ross and little motifs. That's the word. Words are hard all of a sudden. Frank called me while I was looking up this stuff too, and we're thinking about dinner now. And then this one. The stitching doesn't bother me so much, it's the chart, and I just can't wrap my head around having to look at 3 different things just to figure out how to stitch and what to stitch. So it just needs to go away for a while until I'm in the mood. So this is Good Neighbors from Paula Vaughn, and this is that color chart. I've ripped it apart, I've scanned it, I've copied it. I don't feel like dealing with her. And then another one, I'm just not feeling it. Do I love them still? Yes. But I already have Dark Queen of the Earth put away, and she's going away. I'm not in the mood to stitch her. I don't know why, but thinking about it makes me not want to stitch her, so why stress over it? So those 4 are just going to go away for now. In looking through those, I also found ones that I want to finish. One of the ones I will be finishing, and as part of my gridiron grind, is Philly Special. I think I might have 600 stitches left, and I haven't done the stitches from this past weekend. I have it written down, don't I? I do. This over here. I have to stitch 190 stitches. So it'll get done eventually. I should have doubled the stitches. If I'd known that they were going to do such low scores, I would have doubled them. So that'll get done for sure. Next up is my 12 Days of Christmas. This was supposed to be done by December anyway, because I cut it up in 12 pieces, and I need to catch up. This is where I'm at. It needs to get done. So I don't know if I'll get it done by the end of the year, but I want to put a hurting on it anyway. Next one I chose is my 2020 Santa. I wonder if I have the picture right here. Yes, I do. This is what he'll look like when he's done. Sort of. I picked my own colors. And this is what he looks like now. It's potential. I think I could definitely get it done. I just need to apply myself, as my teachers used to say in school. Your teachers ever tell you that? Could do so much better if they just applied themselves. Another one. I don't know if I'll get this done, but I'd like to get closer to the finish on this one, because the stitches are deceptive. There's deceptively a lot of stitches is what I should say. Okay? And that's limited edition. This is how far I am. Now, I still have the outside numbers to do. And then I have a whole nother row of numbers. Starts with 0 and goes to 4. And what am I doing? Okay. Phew. I got mixed up. And then there's a whole nother row of numbers there, and there's the pot. So I still have a lot of this to do, plus those little doodads, and that, and that, and then I think I have the flowers. Do I have all the flowers done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 4 of the flowers done. There's a 5th one. Will I get it done? I don't know, but I could push for it, right? We could all wish. Another one up is put a bird on it. I was supposed to get this done, section it out, get it done by December. I've fallen behind. I was doing so well. I was ahead of the game, and I fell behind. But it's okay. I can try to get done as much as possible. The huge one is done. So, and I started this one here. So it's possible. I mean, other people have finished it real quick. My problem is I have so many things I work on. So there's that. But possibility for a finish. This next one, I don't know if I can finish it. And I don't have the picture because I forgot to pull it. It's called Peaceful Ponderings. And it is by Meridian Designs. It's a bisque new. And I thought it was going to be real quick. And it's not as quick as I thought it would be. Because that's a lot of stitches there. Deceptively, you know, that delusional counting. That's already 300 stitches. Just right there. Already. And it's fiddly because you got to change a lot of... You can see how many different colors I put in already. So, I'll see how far I can get on it. I want to push to get it done or closer to a finish anyway. Next up is my... Bells of Ireland. I've wanted to get... This was a goal since last year that I wanted to get her done this year. I don't know if I will, but I'd like to come pretty darn close to it. I mean, I'm not that far now. And part of my problem was I messed up and I had to fix it. And I did fix some of it already. I know there's a mistake in here that I just need to sort of flub and make it work. And usually when I know there's a mistake like that and I gotta deal with it, that's usually when it gets pushed aside. But it wasn't too bad when I worked on it last time, so I fixed some of it. Then I was looking at this one and I forget how far I am. It's not even 50%, but there's not that many stitches in it. And it's Mandela Dragonfly by Awesome Pattern Studio. They have a website. You look it up. And this is being stitched on some Silkweaver Lugana that is opalescent. And I've got this much done already. And it's in like Pattern Keeper, or it's either in Pattern Keeper or Markup XP. I think Pattern Keeper. So it'll be easier to deal with. It's just fiddly. It's a lot of color changing. And then the sparkles do my eyes in. But I'll try. This one, I don't think I'm going to get done, but I want to give it a good push and get some stitches in. So basically, if I don't get them done, they're priority stitches. And that is my hedgehog house. Again, I didn't pull out the chart, but this is how far I am on it. I have some more back stitch at the top to do, but basically the full stitches are on the hedgehog at the bottom. Like I said, I know I'm not going to get it done, but I'd like to do a good push. This is the reason why this one goes slow, is because the chart lines aren't showing. You just see symbols with no lines in between except for the bold ones every 10. The other lines are there, very, very faint, even on the original chart, so it makes it a pain to read. Only a few more. Daughter of Africa, sorry. Daughter of Africa. This is the one was a kit from, it's a Panic kit, but I replaced the fabric with this Shimmering Rock, I think it's called, from Fabric Flare. And that can get done, right? What do I have left? I have the hat, some more background, and the moon, and the shadowing at the bottom, which I don't know if I'm going to do the shadowing at the bottom because the fabric sort of, I don't know. We'll decide later. And I think I have some more of the hair beads to put in, or at least one. I'm looking, and the dress, there's not that much more dress left. Her feet, she needs feet. But I can probably get this done. This is total possibility. I'm just getting that knocked out. Also, I was able to stitch and not have to count stitches, which was nice, because I had done all my counting for all the things. And then there is this one. This was sent to me by Belinda. It is December Blue Topaz. And Belinda had started it, decided she didn't want to do it anymore, but it was It's like halfway done. So she sent it to me, and I figured I'd finish it because my daughter's birthday is in December. And it's on this beautiful turquoise fabric. So the bottom portion is pretty much done except for beads, because I think I finished up the legs, and then there's probably some back stitching in there somewhere. And so the bottom portion's beads, and then I just need to finish the little bit. No, it's all wings and her shoulders. Okay, so it's from the waist up is basically what I'm saying, along with the wing that comes down. I'd like to get her finished. We will see. It might be tight. I could possibly do it. So that's a goal. And then there's one more. And that is my Halloween tree. Because, and from Romy Creations, it's on this fabric from Fabric Flare. I had her, I bought basically the kit from her. I just put in DMC, and I bought her flosses that she dyes to put on it that are called for. These stitches are deceptive. This ghost right here was 300 stitches. Well, that ghost and then a little bit of the tail on that ghost was 300 stitches. So I still have a good bit of stitching left. If I don't get it done, I won't be heartbroken or feel like a failure, because it is a lot of stitching. But we'll see. I'll try to push to get as much as possible. So those are my plans on that. What did I get in the mail? Gina and I had gone halves on some silk for you. And then, so I got this package from her, and she sent me some needles, some petites, and then this turquoise stone. I want to put a magnet on it so I could put it on my magnet board or use it for a chart magnet. Oh, and then she sent me this charm, which she wants me to make into a zipper pull for. Not a problem. So the silks for you, I didn't get to put them on thread drops, so I had to keep them in the bag so I know what number it is. This is PR209. We went halves. That way we shared shipping and everything. And that is PR209. This reminds me of like the seashore, doesn't it? Reminds you of like down the shore. And then PR215 was the other one. That is pretty. Look at that. Me like it. So I have to get those on thread drops. And then Lucy Bean, which is Becky, she had a kit. It was a strawberry fob, and it came with the backing fabric and the dyed silk ribbon, and I think, yeah, it even has the threads, backing fabric and interfacing. You just need to add a needle and then sew it together when you're done, right? It was really cute. I asked her about it. It was sold out. She had run out of one of the components. I was like, fine. So, lo and behold, I look, and she's got it back in stock. So, of course, I went and I ordered it right away. Now, she had it wrapped in tissue paper with this ribbon, which I can keep this ribbon and use it for another finishing something or other. But this is the strawberry scissor fob. I don't know if she has any left. You'd have to go on her website, which I think is lucybeam.com. You could look it up and order it from her. But I got mine in the mail. And then, of course, it couldn't just travel alone. So I ordered some more of her thread drops. Yes, I make my own, but look how cute that is. And there's 20 of them. So, I don't know when I'll start it, but it's cute. I also had a coupon from Witchy Stitcher because I belong to the Patreon. And I wasn't going to buy anything. But then I looked and I figured it was $5 off. And it was $8 Canadian for the charts that I wanted each. So that made it $13 Canadian. Which was like $8 US. Something like that. Anyway, so this was cute. I had looked at it before. And it's Summerween. Look, they made jack-o'-lanterns out of fruit. Summerween. I thought that was really cute. Of course I thought it was cute or I wouldn't have bought it. And then this one. Of course I had to get the Golden Ghouls. That is so cute. Oh, stop it. And I have her book, right? Because I need one more thing. If you haven't caught it, I did do a flip through of that. All right. And then I got a great box today. Belinda, Aussie Stitcher, sent me a box. And we send stuff back and forth all the time. I sent her something the other day. Well, she got it like a week or so ago. One of the things in the box, look at this water bottle, guys. Look how gorgeous. Are you jealous? You should be jealous because I'd be jealous of me. I love this parrot. And it's one of those flip top ones. Did she put $1,000 in it? No, but it does have a straw. And then, guys, that wasn't it. I'm going to put this in here to keep it separated for now. And you'll see why. I had ordered, Teresa, I think her name's Teresa. I forget what her name is on YouTube, but she used to do videos, and I used to watch all her videos, and they were great. And then she hasn't done any in a while, but I had watched one from like a year ago, and she had started Whoopsie Daisy Designs, and she started dyeing her own fabric, and she's selling other things. She's over in Australia, so if you're in Australia and you're watching me, then feel free to take a look at her stuff. This is Whoopsie Daisy. Knowing that Belinda was going to send me a package eventually, because we send stuff to each other all the time, I put in an order a while ago. So then, of course, she had to put it in order. And this was what I ordered. I ordered this fabric, nice green fabric. This is a 40 count, and it's called Artichoke. It's a linen. It's a fat quarter. That's a good green. And then Birch, 32 count linen, and 40 count flax. I love those. A good neutral. I don't know that she had any crazy colors, but I like these. Apparently Belinda was purging fabrics also, because this is Color Cascade 32 count Opal, Lugana, Whole Lot of Love. Look at that blue. I'm not going to open them all. It's nice and sparkly blue. This is some psychedelic color here. I like it though. It's called Mystery Fabric of the Month, February 2017. I guess she figured she wasn't going to use it. Look at that. I feel like a Volkswagen Bug needs to go in this, or the Mystery Machine. Some 28 count Petrol Blue Swagger Cashel. Then there is this piece of 28 count Cashel linen. Color is Confederate Gray. I don't know what this one is. I'm going to say it might be another color cascade. And I bet you it's 32 count. And it doesn't have a tag. This one is discontinued Silent Night. It's got dye spots on it. 28 count. Oh. They're over here in the selvage. So that's not too bad. I could deal with that. That's really cool. See the modeling. And I don't know who the dyer is on that one. This one's Seraphim Fabrics, and the color is Sweet Elysium. It's a 32 count Lugana, and it's sparkly. And I don't know, this is a linen. Yeah, this is a linen, and it's got to be 32 or 36 count. There's no color or dyer on that one. This one also doesn't have a color or dyer on it, but look at that. That is so cool. This one is Splice, 28 count even weave. Oh, I think this was the Stitchy box, or the Sassy Devils, or the Sassy boxes she was getting. That's this one, and then that other one with the tag, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But this one's cool. This one's... How cool is that? This one's called Speckled Eggs, and I think this is from a Sassy box also. Sassy Devils. I think they're from Tasmania. I think that's why they're called that. Did I show it? Yes. And this side has a little bit. Speckled Egg. 28 count even weave. And then the last one does not have a color way on it, or dyer. This one looks like almost like one of those latte colors. Yeah, there you go. Got some grays and some browns. So that big old pile of fabric. And then she was going through some stuff and she decided she did not want to work on this Lenarte kit, or Lenart kit. I forget what she's called. Hang on, she wrote it on the back. She didn't give me the box with it. She just sent all the stuff, and I had this bag, so I put it all in there. Fantasy Elf Fairy is what it's called. And I forget why she just didn't feel like stitching it anymore. Or maybe she didn't like the linen, or both. I have to figure out it's probably this way. So it was started. Maybe I'll change out the color, the linen. I don't know. It's that gauzy stuff. I think they call it permanent linen. But we'll see. And that's not it. It's like the never-ending box, guys. She sent me threads that she didn't want. So there's some Krynics in here. There are odds and ends kind of Krynics, like weird stuff. But I can use that for finishing. And I think she knows that. Then there's PR214, which is this color. looks for you. She had ordered some, like a whole bunch of them, and then some of them she ended up not liking, and or for whatever reason, or one of the kids picked it and then decided they didn't like it. This is PR 208. Look at that lavender. Is that getting darker, or is that just... No, it's pretty much one color, but it looks different depending on what the light is on it. It's really cool. And then some more PR 215, which I think is... different shade. Definitely a different lot than the one we got. But there's PR 215 in its entirety. But there's more. I got cool socks. I've got kangaroos and parrots and koalas. I had to look because the way it was sitting. Koalas. But wait, there's more. She sent fabric. I'll definitely have to make bags and send them to her. Even though she said I don't have to. Because I do remember her saying she got some fabric. Look how cool that is, guys. Oh. These bags will be going in the shop. And then there's this one. Those birds. And these gorgeous birds. Love those. And then last but not least, she sent books for my daughter's baby. This is an indigenous book pack. She was looking for Australian things to send for the baby, and she couldn't find like any kind of plushies or anything like that. She said it's really weird, and she decided on books, which books are always a great thing. Now, if I put on my glasses, kick with my left foot. Okay, I can't. Remembering Lionsville, and then the hard ones. Papunya Schoolbook of Country and History. And then this one is, I'm going to butcher it, Yoruba Yurilikinuma Langua. That was horrible. When we go walkabout. I'm sure somebody could roll that off their tongue. I am not indigenous to Australia. I think these are really cool. And then this one, the post office bent her book. It's fine. Can still read it. Diary of a Rescued Wombat. And then I guess there's a whole series of these wombat books, by the way. So I will be getting those to my daughter. And that's all I got, guys. I don't even know how long this is. Probably almost an hour at this point. I have to go order dinner now. I hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.